Shalom, shalom. This your Air from GMS Savannah coming with another lesson. But first and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles and the elder bishops of Great Millstone, which rule well and teach well, and to the Ockham as well as the affiliates, pushing this 100% truth out of the Bible and sincerity while risking their lives and freedom to do so. And peace and love and salutation to the whole elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled birds, scattered amongst the heathens that have the appearance of the heathens, but their father's seed line go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And also called as referred to as Israelite foreigners, which are calling on the name of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. But today's lesson I'm going into is this is pretty crazy one right here. It says her ex-new girlfriend blocked her on social media. Then she flew to Florida to delete her in a jealous raid. Man, tell me that ain't crazy. Man, the ex blocked. Man, the girl ex blocked the ex-girlfriend, the new girl blocked the ex-girlfriend on social media. And she was enraged with the guy, new girlfriend doing it. That's crazy. The article say right here, a New York woman who flew to Florida to confront her ex-boyfriend's new girlfriend. A woman who had blocked her on social media has been convicted of first-degree murder in connection with the brutal 2022 killing. Gosh. According to the court record, a Broward County jury found the 31-year-old Shaniqua Thompson guilty on October the 15th of murdering 23-year-old Kaylin Hodgson, whom she saw as a romantic rival. The case has deeply affected loved ones in both New York and South Florida. Investigators said that Thompson traveled from New York to South Florida in the days leading up to the deletion after learning that Hodgson was in a relationship with her former boyfriend and had blocked her online. Wow, that's crazy. Using a fake Uber account, Thompson went to Hodgson's apartment complex around 5 a.m. on July the 13th, 2022. The outlets reported surveillance footage showed a woman wearing a wide brim hat, a COVID-19 mask, and gloves at the victim's door. Jurors were shown graphic police body cam footage and autopsy images that highlighted the severity of the attack. Prosecutors pointed to Thompson disguised a early morning rival as evidence that the killings were premeditated rather than a passion of crime. Rather than a crime of passion, Salaki. Thompson was linked to the crime through flight records, cell phone data, and items recovered from the scene. She was arrested in New York on August 3rd, 2022, and later extradited to Florida to face a murder charge per Broward Sheriff's Office. On the stand, Thompson testified that she blacked out during the confrontation and claimed she acted to protect herself and her unborn child, reported. And said closing arguments focused on whether the killings were planned or done in self-defense. Being violated in your own home is in this sanctuary of your own home is a scary thing, Assistant State Prosecutor Tanya Johnson told jurors in her closing arguments. But even scarier is the attack being brutally murdered in your own home, that a person is getting away with it. Following the verdict, the Upton family told the outlets they were thankful the jury was able to see the story for what it is. That Kaya did not deserve to die the way that she did. Her mother, Carrie Hodgson, said the decision brought the family some peace, knowing justice has been served. Yeah, it's a crazy article, man. You know, two Israelites, one in the spirit women, and the other one's locked up for life for first degree murder. You know, it's crazy out here, man. You know, but a lot of these women, they be crazy like this, man. You know, dealing with a man. You know, knowing that a man can have more than one wife, but you know what I'm saying. More than more than one woman, as long as that woman ain't married, you know, or with someone. But these women don't understand the laws and of being an Israelite, man. So you know they go all sheer, you know, emotions and stuff like that. But we're gonna get in some scriptures about this. You know, it says right here. Matthew 24:12 says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax and cold. You know, like I say, women get psycho, man. You know, when they, you know, dealing with a man, or even some cases, another female, people just, they go psychotic, man. And so, you know, that's what happened with this woman, man. Hey, waxing cold, man. And she went out there, and you know, she had that spirit on her, man, to delete, man. You know, she wasn't thinking about anything else, and that's why you go into Ecclesiastes 39:28 say there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on a sore strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath on them that made them. So a lot of times, hey, the Lord put the spirit on these people, man, of vengeance, man. You know, and a lot of times, you know, our people won't repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and so you leave yourself open, you know, for judgments out here, man. You know, and that's the unfortunate thing, you know, that you know things worked out, you know, came out the way they did with this whole situation, you know. And these women have these spirits on them, man. They go out and just to cause havoc, man. You know? And we got to always remember Job 4:7. Remember that I pray thee, whomever perish being innocent, or where the righteous cut off. And you got to understand, this woman that got deleted, she done been here before. You know, both of these women, these Israelite women, done been here before. You know, even though they 2/3, hey, they got put to death. You know, one got put to death and one got put in prison for the rest of her life. And that's why we go to right here, 2 Chronicles 15:13, that says, whomever would not seek the Lord Yahweh, our power of Israel, shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether a man and a woman. And that's why you gotta seek the covering of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai here. You gotta repent. And you just gotta understand, man, these spirits of vengeance are out here. You know, they're everywhere. And you just gotta be careful these days. Because, man, hey, once these spirits coming for you, man, they're gonna most likely achieve the goal. And that's delete. You know, it's a scary thing to be out here, man. You know, it's a scary thing. And like I say, even to fall in the hand, you know, like I say, it's a scary thing to fall in the hands of the living power. That's why you got to repent, man, and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and to have that covering, because, hey, the wickedness are fixing to rev up. You know, we going into 2026. And a lot of these spirits are fixing to rev up. It's gonna be all gas and no brakes going into 2026. And you just gotta, get that strong tower. And and just have that covering, because that's all that's gonna matter here. And then, at this latter time we have in our Sleazy E's world. This it's about over with, man. Sleazy E time is about up. This world is about to be the end. And like I say, you just got to get that covering, because, like I say, this wicked world we in, man, it's got to be purged, man. And like I say, you just got to have that covering, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, because that's the only thing that's gonna protect you with all these, this wickedness and spirits out here. You know, we just blowing the trumpet like, hey man, you can see all this stuff that's going on. You know, so you just got to do whatever you got to do to protect yourself out here, man, and to have that covering. But I hope this was edifying to the hope sheep and lamb. Kohan Yasharala and call Allah Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. On to the next lesson. Shalom.